Hi friends, welcome back to Mark's Speed Shop. In this video, I'm going to be working on this darn header again. Okay, I need to get the truck more together. I'd like to get it together enough to where I can crank it and move it in and out, even if I'm not completely finished with all the accessories and all this. Because, like I mentioned in my last video, we're thinking about putting an engine in Laura's Mustang. So I need this bay that this truck is in. I hate to just push it out. Seems like a lot of stuff I work on, I end up working on a little bit, pushing it out. And once it gets outside, end up with something else in here or doing something else, and it sits just like this Roadrunner. But I'm real close. If I can get this exhaust mount, this header on this side, I can make it work. Okay, but I really need to do this, and then I can put the carburetor and the wires and everything on the distributor. I got the distributor in it, but I want to put the cap and the wires and the plugs and all that on it. And once I do all that, I can crank it. Once I get the distributor wire to a 12-volt constant, but because I'm going HEI, then I can at least move it in and out until I get everything else done. But I want to get this done. I'm tired of putting it off. I need the bay anyway, and I want to get to work on the truck. I mean, I want to drive it. So welcome back. Thanks for coming back, and I hope you enjoy it. Now let me get you in here and show you what I'm talking about on this header, what I've decided to do. All right, you remember the last video, well, video before last, I guess, because I did put out that little kind of special video. I made this cut. See where it is here. And I want to bend this part probably this way a little bit, closer to the valve cover. And maybe a little bit forward, angle it a little bit. But see, I got to be careful because I don't want to make it harder to get to this exhaust, bolt. So you can't just crush that over. You got to be able to get to it. But if I can bring this way a little bit, and maybe a little bit forward, angling forward a little bit more. But this way, closer to the valve cover. I think that'll give me clearance on that side. And then what I was thinking was cutting the hoop off, the hump, the curve, cutting that off, and then this pipe I can go that way a little bit, and then I'll just have to either make a new bend or bring this up, get it out of the way. The only thing I'm running into now is how tight this is right here. And so you remember, if I cut it, I got to be able to get the welder in there to weld it. And the shorter the pipe gets, the harder it is to bend. This is some pretty thick stuff. So I need to cut it down as far as I can, but if it's so short, it's going to be really hard to bend out to where I can get the welder in. So I think I'm going to have to come up here a little bit more. Maybe even cut it at a little bit of an angle, although there's going to be a whole lot more welding. That might work. But right now, what I got to do, I just got to make a decision and do it. So most likely with me, whatever I decide is going to be wrong, and I'll second guess it later. But you got to do something. You got to keep your feet moving. I got to do something. I got to get this hump out here, this curve, because I need this room right here. And I might be able to cut it and then raise this up a few inches. But what I think I'm gonna have to do is probably replace the whole thing, because I'm gonna need this one to be angled a little more. This needs to be wider. This is gonna be angled out here a little bit more. And this one might be the same thing, but if nothing else, I'll need to come up a little higher and then make the bend to get back to this one. But best I can do is just go ahead and cut it and see what I got. I'm gonna bring you along, whether I fix it or mess it up. You'll be here with me. See if we can do something here. All right, how's that saying go? A monkey doing something to a football? I don't really know how it goes, but that's kind of me doing this. Well, I have thoroughly mutilated this $500 header. And hopefully it can be saved even if I can't save it. But I had a heck of a time trying to cut this out with that cutoff wheel. And I ended up getting into the next tube. Dumas. But that's where I'm going to practice my welding skills right there. Now, these two I've got loose. This one kind of needs to come up and forward, and this one almost needs to go that way, but I need to try to get it this way. So I think what I'm going to do now is bolt it up to that engine on the stand. I don't know if I'll be able to do anything there or not. I might have to take it somewhere and get a torch and heat some of this and bend it. You want to bend this, but not this. I don't want to break it loose down here. I want to bend this, and I need to bend this. Now, if I bent this, I could take it and put a relief cut, kind of like I accidentally did there, in here and bend it and then weld that up. That's a possibility. But I'm a little more limited over here because it's so tight with all these other tubes. But if these are going to work, they got to be modified. And to start modifying, I got to cut it. If I have to, I don't know. I can do something different, but I might hold it up in the engine bay and see how bad I messed it up. All right. Okay. Yep, this one's going to need to come up. Maybe a little forward. This one's definitely going to have to come back this way. All right. All right, we'll put this on here. I don't know if it's going to be strong enough. All right. Starting to see why so many people say your headers are just a pain in the butt. All right, let me get this on here a little bit more secure, and we'll get back to it. All right, I got it on there pretty tight, pretty solid. Now, let me see if I can get something to try to bend these. I found this pipe. It's about the same size around as the other one, but it's a whole lot heavier. It's a bigger pipe. So, see if we can bump on it a little bit, see if we can get a little bit of movement. Can't really tell if it's moving. Probably not with that little bit of tapping. front on it here and hit on it here. Gosh, I'm gonna have to heat this thing, I believe. These little pipes don't want to move. This one might move, being where it is. I can get a swing on it. Oh, all right, let me work on this a little bit more. I'm just gonna work it all. I might have to take it somewhere and get a torch on it. All right, well, let's see if all that beating and banging made any difference at all. Yep, it's close. I could probably even get a bolt in the front. This might be all right. This is going to have to come up a whole lot more. All right, well, I have come to the conclusion that this header is not going to work on this truck the way it is. All this cutting, beating, and banging, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. This pipe right here, there's nothing you can do with it to where it'll clear the clutch rod that comes through to the Z-bar and the shifter linkage. Shifter linkage isn't really in the way right now. It's this with the Z-bar, the piece that comes through from the clutch pedal through the firewall that hooks to the Z-bar. It hits. I don't get that. You'd think it'd be the linkage, because most of these vehicles that you put twin wheel headers on are going to be straight gear. But I've come up with an idea. Right now we need to get it going, so I'm going to end up, I'm thinking I'm just going to stick a manifold, factory manifold on this side, so we can crank it just a little bit, you know, crank it, move it out, move it in, whatever. But I'm thinking, I don't have no idea this will work, but I'm thinking if we came in and cut this and made this a 3-tube header, and then come in here and modify this to where it comes straight through and hooks. And I would have to fix it where it bolts here and bolts here. It'd be a total separate tube. I think that would work. I don't know. We'll see. All kinds of crap. I would have never thought this wouldn't have worked. But it's ridiculous. Several hours wasted. But experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. So I sure got experience on that one. Well, I think I might have to name this video How to Burn 500 Bucks. Or I ruined the header. I wouldn't have ruined it if I didn't think it could be fixed, even if I can't fix it, which I think I probably could. But I'm going to try. All right, I'm going to bring you along to see. But this driver's side header will not work with this, the way it is on this old truck. One reason, because it's got the factory style steering shaft. It's got the 3 on the tree with the, you know, shifter linkage up on the steering column. And the biggest problem is the clutch rod, where it comes through the pedal, from the pedal to the Z-bar. I don't understand that. But the only thing I can figure is a lot of people have told me, well, a couple people have told me that when you do a V8 swap and a 6-cylinder C10, you need to move engine forward. Well, if you move engine forward, you got to move transmission forward. You move transmission forward, you got to change the drive shaft. You know, I mean, it's a whole big deal. So I just put it in the way it is. Well, one good thing, the engine's back real far. So I'll show you in a minute. So if it ever does get to where it can transfer weight or run, it should do pretty good, because a lot of people go through a lot of effort to get their engine moved back for the center of gravity. But I have thoroughly hacked on this thing. Now we're down to two tubes. And we're going to see if that'll work. And I tell you what, out of 40 years of working on cars and trial and error, and I've only been doing these videos for a little over a year now, but I have never wasted so much time on something like this. So much time and effort. I am drenched. I am just, ugh. And I hadn't even been videoing all this. I've been fighting with this thing for a couple hours just today. And I fought with it for 3 or 4 hours the other day. Because now I done got hell bent on it ain't gonna beat me. I'm gonna put it on there even if it ain't nothing but a flange. And if I do, I'll order a header kit and I will make it headed for it. But I think these two front ones are okay. But I've got the back one out of the way, and then the hump, the curve on the third one was hitting that steering column. Now if I had a fabricated, like most race cars have, just a straight shaft going down, you know, hooked to it, that would clear. Instead of the factory one, it's got the little knots and the bolts and where you put it all together and all that stuff. And but the clutch thing is so different. You'd really have to move the engine a whole lot forward for something like this to work. But anyway, like I say, I'm hell-bent. Stubborn, hard-headed. This damn thing's going to work, or it's going to go in the heat. But let me get back to it. All right, let's see if a little beating and banging does any good. Down here where I can see. Yeah, it might work. This has to go over there. This kind of needs to come up a little bit more. And then we cut this off a little bit more. All right. It still needs to come up and over a little bit more. All right, we're getting there. Well, believe it or not, I'm starting to see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that light is trying to tell me, why the hell did you do this? But anyway, like I say, I'm stubborn. I'm hell-bent on getting it to work, and I think I can. It's fitting a little better up in there now. This is kind of what I wanted to show you too. When I said the engine's sitting back, see, we're right over the front wheel, right here. And see, I mean, it's sitting back, which would be good for weight transfer. But what I'm thinking, let me get up in here a little bit. What I'm thinking, I get the darn camera to focus. I'm too close to everything. All right, I need to come through this spot, right through here, with a pipe. Let me see, I had that pipe in my hand. Okay. Now, this ain't the pipe I'd use, but what I'm thinking is coming through kind of like here, down at an angle, and then back over to here. So I gotta cut this down and do something here. This one is still gonna have to be brought out a little bit more. But I think I can make it. I think I can make it work. This one is gonna have to be brought up just a little bit more. Let's see. I don't know if I can't hold it with one hand and do this, but there we go. See, I can start to clear some of that. This one is pretty good, but it needs to come over a little bit more or cut it down a little bit further. But the one it mates to, this one, needs to come up a little bit more. I might need to cut it down here or cut that a little more level. A lot of fine tuning here, but it might, depending on how quick we get an engine for Laura's car, I might end up sticking this factory manifold on it. Just for the time being. See, this one works fine. All I had to do was take the heater box out. This one works fine. And it's still pretty. It ain't all hacked up. But see, that's kind of the whole thing I was going for this. Fender wells out. Clean it all up, gas the project. I want fender well headers. So if I have to modify that, then I'll get a little experience. I'll get a little practice on welding, a little practice on fabrication. Is it taking me 20 times longer than it would somebody that knows really what they're doing? Yeah. But when I'm done, hopefully I'll have something that'd be kind of unique and be, what I want. Okay, the question is, have I ruined 50% of that set of headers? Yeah, probably, but it's metal. It can be welded. So what I'm thinking about doing, I showed you. Thinking about coming straight through. I've even got an idea how I'm going to make that work. We'll see. Please subscribe. Come back to see. Have I screwed up royally? Or am I going to be able to save it? I hope it's the latter, okay? I think it's the first, the previous, and I'm hoping it's the latter. But come back to see me, and you'll see what I do on this. Now, I'm not meaning for this to be a part 1 and part 2, so what I'm doing, this is going to finish up this video, but it's not finishing up the header. So please stay tuned, come back, see what I do on it. Now, it depends on how quick we get an engine for Laura's car and what we decide to do on that, because Josh is going to be helping me big time on that, as to where I have time to tinker with this more, or if I do a little bit, in between things. But either way, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fix it. But I just hope you come back to see how I handle this dilemma. Yeah, it is. I'm in up to here, I want to buy them and put them on. Oh, well, no such luck. That's me. But anyway, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, but every little bit you do gets you 1 step closer to ruining a set of headers. I mean, to getting exhaust on your gas project. But I just hope you come back and see how this whole thing turns out. Thanks for watching. Now, with that being said, I want to thank you for watching this video and any and all my others, whatever you've watched. If you've been with me from the beginning, or if you've just jumped in, or if this is your first video, I really do appreciate you. Thank you. I know if you're just starting on this one, be like, what in the heck am I watching? But anyway, come back to see, because I'm not going to give up on this. I'm going to fix it. Now, this is another reason that I'm thinking about selling a few cars, because like I've said before, I've just got too many. I'm a bit eclectic, which means I like everything. I like a little bit of everything. And, when I was younger, 20 or 30 years younger, that was a little different. You got a little more time, hopefully. We never know day to day. But now I'm, getting a little more into the later years, the latter years, whatever you want to say. And I'm realizing, facing reality, I can't fix them all. And I hate to see them just go down, down, down. I'm going to do what I can to the ones I can, and the other ones I'm going to try to let go and get a little bit of money to throw into the ones I do want to keep. But anyway, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Just hit that little button and you'll subscribe. It's free, and you're really helping me out. I want to grow the channel. I got into that other video. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back. And I really do appreciate everybody. Come back to see me, and I'll be here, good Lord willing, and I'll see you at the shop.